We're here in Iowa today, and what we're doing, it's the month of May, and when I think of May and I'm thinking of fishing in Iowa, it's crappie fishing. Water temperature, usually it begins in the upper 50s, middle 60s, and that's where we're at right now. May is the time. The crappie are moving in close to shore to spawn, which is reproducing there, and we're fishing around rocky areas, brush, things like bulrushes, cattails. They are attracted to structure at this time here. It's a great fish to go out for. They're easily caught during this time of the year, great to eat, very kid friendly. Doesn't take a lot of fancy fishing tackle to go fishing for them there, and you can get some outstanding results here. One of the things that we like to use when we're crappie fishing here is a small, what we call Marabou Jigs, and this happens to be about 1/32 ounce in size. I wouldn't go any larger than 1/16 of an ounce. That's one of the common mistakes that people make, is they get too large and heavy of a lure there, and there's a little more delicate type fishery there, but it doesn't take a lot of finesse though. I like line weights in that 4 to 6 to 8 pound length size range there for line. We can also not only use the Marabou jigs, we can use tube jigs, and here's just the jig head. You just thread the tube jig on, it's ready to go. You tie it onto your lure and you're ready, your line, and you're ready to start. Sometimes when you feel you're getting bites, but they're not really, you're not hooking up here, you can shorten the length of the skirt just by cutting these off, either cutting the feathers off of the jig or reducing this length of this lure here, and that really can help your hook up. You can cast them by themselves, or if you want to get a little more distance, you can use a bobber. And I like these weighted bobbers because that really gives you an opportunity to cast some distances out there and along the shorelines, and so you can fish that. It's not a fish that you lure, that you fish at a real fast pace. It's a slow pace. You take your time, and they'll attack and come to the lure here. Additionally, you're going to want a pair of hemostats to take the jig out of the fish's mouth. Good set of needle nose pliers. Some polarized sunglasses so you can see not only the fish but the structure that's in the water and protect your eyes. Always have your little first aid kit with you. If you want to address the bait and add a little bait, some days bait helps, like a small piece of night crawler or a crappie nibble. Cell phone for safety. Another thing I like about a cell phone is when the fishing's really good, you can give your buddy a call back at work and let him know that you're fishing and catching fish, and sure wish he could be there at the time. The other thing that we have that I think is important is a good hat to protect yourself from the sun, and also to shade so you can see into the water. And then in front of me right here, what I have here is this is an ultralight spinning rig, spinning tackle rig. This isn't a really expensive rod. This whole outfit here could be bought for under $100, and in fact on sale I've seen them as cheap as $50. Real lightweight. You can see what one of these lures looks like on the end right here. And this happens to be about a 7-foot ultralight rod. I think 6 to 7.5 feet is a good length for your rod for when you're fishing. And should mention, shore or boat. You don't have to have a boat to catch crappie. We've got people here today fishing right at the lake here that are fishing from fishing jetties around the lake, and they're doing quite well fishing from shore. So it's a great activity to get out, take the family, and go fishing. So what we're doing here is we're on top of a rock reef. We have lake maps. You can go to Iowa DNR website, go to fishing, where to fish. We have lake maps of a lot of our lakes around the state, and if you're not familiar with the lake, it can help you find this location. We even have GPS coordinates of some of them. So if you have a depth finder that allows you to do that, you can locate spots here. It's a rock spawning reef that we've actually put in this lake here, and it's going to attract crappie, and that's where we're going to be fishing. So I just slowly cast out, let it sink down to the bottom, and you slowly reel it back in. In this particular case, you don't have to really vary your lure speed or anything like that. You just slowly reel it in, and they hit. And there I have one on. And note I'm using an ultralight rod that's nice and limber. They've kind of got a delicate mouth, and so you want to have a line and a lure that rod that gives. And we just bring it into the boat. Have it here. This happens to be a black crappie. There. Catch it. Put my rod down. There we go. Simple as that.